If you run a small business, you've probably wondered, how do I compete against big brands? Do I match them, or do I find my own unique point of view and differentiate on that? That is where the concept of point of parity and point of differentiation comes in. Big brands use it to be competitive, but you and I can use that concept to find out how we take our brands forward. Hi, I'm Abhishek Jhingan, and on this channel we look at various aspects of marketing, brand and business strategy, and we examine them and discuss ideas on how we can use these to grow our brands and businesses. And if you are a small business, watch this video for an interesting marketing analytical framework called point of parity and point of differentiation. It will help you compete and win against bigger brands. The way we'll run through this video is how we can give maximum impact to you. First of all, we look at this concept of point of parity and point of differentiation with two famous brands, Swiggy and Zomato. Then we'll, in the part 2, discuss a little bit about how point of parity and point of differentiation are important. And lastly, we look at how we as small businesses can look at this concept and use it to win in the market. First of all, friends, the first part of this discussion is how point of parity and point of differentiation is used. We look at it with an example. Look at two very important brands in the food delivery market, Zomato and Swiggy. Mind you, this is an example for us to learn. This is not based on accurate research. It is on basically how we view these brands. Also, we are looking at their food delivery business. Now, if you look at it, in what way are Zomato and Swiggy equally matched? Those are the points of parity. A point of parity is where two or more brands are similar or equal. In this case, if you look at the food delivery app, both Zomato and Swiggy have an excellent app. It's user friendly and it more than does its job. Secondly, on the point of the delivery and logistics. Now, barring a few outlier bad cases, their delivery and logistics is also top class. Thirdly, if you look at marketing promotions, both Zomato and Swiggy are pretty good at marketing, the kind of advertisements they have, the kind of offers they have, so they are well matched. If you look at these three parts, the POP, point of parity, the user-friendly app, the delivery or logistics and marketing promotions, both the brands are similar. So that's the POP. So what's the point of differentiation? In my view, it's not yet there, but there are two ways where these brands can differentiate from each other. One is the after sales service. Now both the brands, if you look at it, in terms of after sales, they don't really give much for the customer, especially if there's an issue with the delivery, right? So dispute resolution is one area where both the brands can go in front of the other, right? Secondly, an area is somewhat related to after sales service, but it is more about creating that loyalty for one or the other brand. Friends, if you look at it, when I look at myself, my friends and family, there's no big distinction. Look, these two are the two best food delivery brands in the market. But you know, between one or the other, there is no unique love that we have for either a Zomato or Swiggy. Again, we are taking this sample size. So what does that mean? There is a huge scope of loyalty programs, bonus points, loyalty cards. I know they have something, but they can use this strategically, tactic by tactic, have a strategy and plan how they'll get customers closer to each other and build that brand loyalty. So these are the POD or points of differentiation. One, the after sales service, and second, the aspect of building brand loyalty. Now, having seen this example, let us examine these two concepts. Point of parity, what is it? As we discussed, these are the basic expectations that a customer expects from various brands in a particular category. We saw in the food delivery system, if your app is not good enough or your delivery isn't good enough, the customers won't even consider you. So why is point of parity important? Because this builds your credibility. It shows that you're at least as good as the others. Also, when you're a very new brand, sometimes it helps you build credibility that you're part of a particular category. You have at least those basics. Point of differentiation, on the other hand, is that unique advantage or the unique skill set or offering that your brand has. It sets you apart from competition. This is what differentiates you. Why is it important? Because customers will see you among the crowd, or rather, you'll stand out among the crowd of brands because of this unique difference or differences, right? So, point of differentiation is important because it sets you apart from the competition. Now, importantly, how does a small business or an MSME use this concept of point of parity and point of differentiation? 3 steps are important. Step number 1, identify your point of parity. Let's take the example of a bakery or a snack shop. Now, what could be the point of parity? What is the basic minimum you should have? 1, your products should be fresh. Second, they should be tasty. Third, you should have a minimum amount of options within your product basket. So these are important. Otherwise, if you don't have these points of parity, your customer will not even consider you. So this is 1, identify a point of parity. Next, create your point of differentiation. So in this same bakery, while all the bakeries in a city will have the points of parity that I mentioned, one bakery could have unique vegan options which has more individualized taste or a particular unique line of production which sets it apart. Another bakery could have real-time orders that they can take special orders for parties within an hour. It could also be one of the bakeries has a live baking show every Saturday where the customers can come and compete. So one or more of these can be the unique point of differentiation that the bakery has. So first you identified your point of parity, you've clearly demarcated with a point of differentiation. Third important step is now use that point of differentiation in your communication. If you have social media posts, ensure that your point of differentiation is mentioned there. If you have advertisements which go out, ensure that your point of differentiation is there. Even point of parity, but point of differentiation becomes very important. So one aspect helps you be within a category, be considered among a group of players. The second aspect, which is a point of differentiation, helps you stand apart. So remember these 3 steps as a small business. So if you're a small business, both your operations and your strategy is key. So using this concept, know your point of parity and help it get your platform right, and know your point of differentiation, communicate it well to stand out, because customers then will identify you as better than the rest and will be loyal to you. Please do like, share and subscribe to this channel.